The Easter Island Head Heist, a high school prank that remained undiscovered for an entire year. In our small Ayrshire town, Harrington and Westfield High School maintained a rivalry as old as the schools themselves. Wounded by competing businessmen in the 1920s, each school proudly displayed a limestone bust of their namesake founder in their main entrance hall. These imposing sculptures, each weighing about 30 pounds, stood in locked glass cases. We passed them daily, barely registering their existence. They were simply part of the background, like water fountains or exit signs. That's precisely what made them perfect targets. I bet nobody would notice if we switched them, my friend Marcus said one Friday night as we complained about having nothing to do in our town. What started as an idle joke quickly evolved into an elaborate operation. Our team consisted of 6 juniors, 4 from Harrington, my school, and 2 inside men from Westfield. None of us had driver's licenses yet, creating our biggest logistical challenge, transporting 2 heavy limestone busts across town without being spotted by police or concerned adults. We chose a Wednesday night in April when both schools hosted evening events, a band concert at Harrington and a school board meeting at Westfield, providing perfect cover for entering the buildings without suspicion. At precisely 7:30 p.m., both teams used the simple lock-picking techniques learned from YouTube to access the display cases. The Harrington team removed old Mr. Harrington's stern face, carefully wrapped him in a gym bag, and exited through a side door. Meanwhile, the Westfield team did the same with their founder. What followed was a comedy of errors: 6 teenagers awkwardly shuttling 30-pound stone heads through neighborhoods on skateboards and in bike baskets, communicating via walkie-talkies. This was before everyone had cell phones, and nearly dropping Mr. Westfield and Mrs. Grenshaw's rose bushes. By 9:15 p.m., both busts had been successfully placed in their new homes, glass cases relocked with 0 property damage. Days passed, then weeks, then months. Nobody noticed. It wasn't till the annual Wounders Day celebration the following February, 10 months later, when a visiting Harrington alumnus asked, "When did they replace old man Harrington's bust? This doesn't look like him at all." The administration was mortified. The local newspaper ran the story, but with no property damage and the statute of limitations on trespassing long expired, the investigation quickly fizzled. 20 years later, at our reunion, our principal finally approached our group. "It was you guys, wasn't it?" she asked with a knowing smile. The busts remain in their switched positions to this day, now with small plaques explaining the Great Limestone Heist of 2003.